All right, let's dive in. We're looking at exponential tech today, and we've got a really cool tool to help us out with that.
Yeah, it's the Exponential TOM newsletter. Uses some pretty neat AI to summarize all the top news.
Right, in crypto, AI, and robotics. Saves you a ton of time if you don't have, like, hours to spend reading every article.
It's like having a super smart assistant, but for the future of tech.
Exactly. So today, we're going beyond the headlines. What are the really interesting takeaways? The stuff that matters for you? And I gotta say, some of these stories are wild.
I know, right? Buckle up.
Okay, crypto first. Bitcoin took a dip below 90,000 this week.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt some portfolios.
It does. So there's a lot of talk about global economic jitters. It kind of reminds me of those Trump tariffs back in the day.
Oh, yeah, those were interesting times, weren't they?
Yeah, they definitely shook things up. And it seems like we might be seeing a repeat of that kind of uncertainty. Investors get a little nervous. They start pulling back from riskier assets.
Makes sense. And Bitcoin, well, it's known for its volatility, right?
For sure. And then there's that Bybit hack. Remember that one? It was huge.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Wasn't it something like $1.4 billion stolen?
Yep, 1.4 billion, mostly in Ethereum.
Oof, that's going to leave a mark.
It definitely does. So those two things combined are, well, not exactly inspiring confidence in the crypto market. But hey, there's always a silver lining, right? Remember how the SEC was cracking down on crypto?
Oh, yeah, that was a big deal.
Well, guess what? They dropped their investigation into Uniswap.
Wow, that's significant. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, meaning no single entity controls it, a core principle of DeFi, decentralized finance.
So this is a big win for DeFi, right?
Absolutely. It could be a sign that the SEC is starting to understand and maybe even accept DeFi platforms.
Interesting. And they've also eased up on Coinbase and OpenSea. So what do you think? Is the SEC becoming more crypto-friendly?
It's hard to say for sure. Probably too early to call it a trend, but it does suggest maybe they're shifting to a more nuanced approach,
That would be huge for the whole crypto space. But okay, back to Bitcoin for a sec. Given all this, is now a good time to buy, or should we be a little cautious? What's your gut feeling?
Honestly, it's a tough call. Bitcoin does have this history of bouncing back from dips, but this recent volatility, yeah, it makes you think twice about its long-term stability.
Tricky. What about Ethereum then? It seems to be, I don't know, holding up better than Bitcoin and all this. Any thoughts on why that might be?
Well, everyone's talking about this Pectra upgrade. It's supposed to make Ethereum more scalable, more efficient. Basically, it'll be able to handle way more transactions per second.
So that means?
Faster transactions, lower fees for users, and potentially higher returns from staking.
Staking?
Right. That's how you earn rewards for, participating in the network.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, this upgrade could make Ethereum more attractive to both investors and developers.
So potentially a good time to be holding Ethereum then.
It's looking pretty good, yeah.
All right, before we move on from crypto, got to ask about NFTs and meme coins. The eternal question. Is the meme coin party over? And are NFTs holding up?
Well, NFTs are actually pretty resilient. Some are even increasing in value despite, the overall market dip. Shows people still value that digital ownership.
Interesting.
Meme coins, though, hard to say. Some will probably fade away, but others, who knows? Maybe they'll come back stronger. It's the internet, after all. Hard to predict.
True. Okay, enough about crypto for now. Let's switch gears. AI is next. And this is crazy. Even Spotify's making audiobooks with AI voices now.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they partnered with 11 Labs, AI narrators. Makes you wonder, how good are these AI voices? Do they sound robotic?
It's getting surprisingly good. The tech's still evolving, but some of the examples I've heard are pretty impressive. Not quite human, but close.
So what does this mean for audiobooks then? Is this good? Bad?
Think about it this way. AI narrators can work 204/7, no royalties. So publishers can produce audiobooks faster, cheaper, which means, well, they could be more affordable for everyone.
That's a good point. But what about the human narrator?
That's a valid concern. The industry is definitely grappling with this right now. It's likely to shift things. Some publishers might use AI for certain genres or titles, while others stick with human narrators, especially for books that need that, specific voice or emotional range.
Makes sense. It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Okay, another big AI development. Cisco and NVIDIA are teaming up to make AI more accessible for businesses.
This is a big deal. You've got Cisco, the networking experts, and NVIDIA with their powerful AI hardware and software.
So what does that actually mean, though? Why is this partnership so important?
Imagine, Businesses of all sizes can suddenly use AI, from automating customer service to optimizing their supply chains. And that's just the start.
So this could change, like, every aspect of how businesses work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This partnership could lead to, like, massive AI adoption, more efficiency, more productivity, more innovation. It's an exciting time to be in the AI space, that's for sure.
And speaking of exciting, prepare to have your mind blown. Microsoft is saying practical quantum computers are just a few years away.
Whoa, seriously. I thought that was decades away.
Me too, but they're claiming it's much sooner than anyone thought.
This changes everything. Quantum computers can solve problems that are, like, impossible for even the most powerful regular computers.
Okay, for those of us who don't have a PhD in quantum physics, why should we be excited about this?
Imagine designing life-saving drugs,
Yeah.
creating entirely new materials, even building highly accurate climate models, all at speeds that are, like, unimaginable right now.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. It's not just faster processing, it's a whole new level of problem solving.
Exactly. It's like unlocking a whole new reality of what's possible.
Wow. Okay, I need a moment to process that. But let's shift gears again. Robotics is up next. And guess what? Things are getting wild there, too.
Hit me with it.
MIT is sending robots to the moon.
No way. That's so cool.
I know, right? And these aren't just any robots. They're highly specialized. One's mapping water ice for potential human settlements. Another studying lunar dust to keep future astronauts safe. And get this, the third one will use lasers to measure the moon's orbit with incredible precision.
That's amazing. It's not just about exploration anymore. This is laying the groundwork for future human missions to the moon. Maybe even, like, permanent settlements one day.
It's mind-blowing to think about. Okay, from the moon to your doorstep, self-driving delivery robots are rolling out in Miami Beach.
I saw that. It's crazy to think that this is becoming reality. Faster deliveries, cheaper, probably less traffic too.
It sounds great, but what about the people who drive delivery trucks now? Are we going to see a lot of job losses?
Yeah, that's a serious concern. As automation gets more sophisticated, we really need to think about the impact on jobs and how we can, prepare people for these changes. It's not just about the tech. It's about making sure it benefits everyone.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue for sure. But hey, at least some companies are taking AI safety seriously. Mitsubishi Electric has developed this new system for verifying AI safety.
Oh yeah, that's important, especially as AI gets more powerful and is involved in more aspects of our lives, like, self-driving cars, healthcare, all that.
So this is a good sign, right?
Definitely a step in the right direction. Responsible AI means focusing on both the innovation and making sure it's safe.
Okay, let's step back for a second. We've talked about a lot. Crypto, AI, robotics. It's clear these fields are moving fast. What stands out to you the most?
The pace of change is incredible. It's like these technologies are feeding off each other, speeding up the whole process, and it makes you wonder, what's next?
Yeah, and that's exactly why we do these deep dives, to help you, our listeners, keep up with it all and understand what it means for you.
It's about giving you the knowledge so you can navigate this constantly changing world, even be a part of shaping it.
So what excites you most about all this? What are you personally keeping an eye on?
Honestly, for me, it's the combination of AI and quantum computing. The potential is just mind-blowing. We could simulate such complex systems, like climate change, even the human brain. Imagine the solutions we could find.
I can definitely see why you'd be excited about that. It's like we're on the verge of understanding so much more about ourselves and the universe. What about you? What's piqued your curiosity today?
I gotta say, the robots on the moon, it's like something straight out of science fiction. It makes me wonder, what's next? Robots on Mars? Mining asteroids? The possibilities seem endless.
It is pretty exciting. It's about pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Who knows what we'll discover along the way?
I'm ready for the ride. But before we get too carried away, let's bring it back to our listeners. What are your thoughts? What stood out to you today? What excites you? What concerns you? We'd love to hear from you.
And don't forget to check out Exponential TOM. It's such a great resource for staying up to date on all this stuff.
It really does make it easy to keep up with all the latest news. And for those who want to go even deeper, I definitely recommend checking out the resources they mention in the newsletter. There's always more to learn.
Absolutely. We'll be sure to include some links in the show notes. But before we wrap things up, one last question to ponder. Think about all we've discussed today. Crypto, AI, robotics. What do you think is the biggest potential benefit of all these advancements? And on the flip side, what's the biggest potential risk?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really makes you think.
It does, right. It's not always black and white,
Yeah.
but that's what makes it so interesting.
Exactly. And that's why we do the deep dive. It's not about giving you all the answers, but about making you curious and encouraging you to think critically about these things.
Well said. We want you, our listeners, to be active participants in this technological revolution because ultimately the future is what we make it.
I love that. So to everyone listening, go out there, be curious, keep learning, and let's shape the future together.
And that's exactly why we do this deep dive every week.
To give you the knowledge and insights you need to navigate this incredible, ever-changing world.